present, I'm happy to present the core concept of HIM. When I say HIM, it's Human Intelligence Master. When I say Human Intelligence Master, I'm trying to help you understand how you build your mindset. The only aspect of your body which can be built is your brain. Can you rebuild your heart? Can you change your kidney? Or can you rebuild your liver if you decide? You can increase or decrease the functioning, but you understand, right? There is the dimension of the way your brain functions is the only thing which you can change. Getting it, any other aspect of your body, any of the aspect of your biological parts of your body cannot be significantly altered with your thinking without a surgical intervention. Brain is the only part which you can constantly improve. The functioning of the brain can improve significantly. So one of the hack which we discovered is it doesn't matter how you have been doing certain things. Once you start operating your brain in a particular perspective, you will be able to achieve what you have never achieved. When I say pass guarantee program, when I bring this up, saying that okay, even after you fail 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, if you come to us, we'll be able to help you clear in one attempt, and also for us to produce the kind of results which you are producing. The simple and fundamental hack is your brain is flexible. A lot of improvement can happen at your mindset level. So that's what we figured out. As an entity, we figured out the hack, and a lot of people do not know the possibility, and even if they know, they do not know the process. How many of you agree to this framework? How many of you agree to this thesis? Let's say, how many of you agree to this thesis? Quick show of hands or quick text? Fair enough. Good. So all of us are believing that. All of us believe that for us to go ahead and clear the and improve the chance of clearing an exam, we have to work on the mindset part, right? So I'll share you some more specific details about how we kind of improve your mindset at HLS. You understand the perspective behind this, things will become a lot easy for you. So please let me know if the screen is visible for you once again. Is the screen visible for you guys? Yes, is the screen visible? Yes or no?
No, sir.
You should be seeing the screen which talks about him.
Visible.
Visible, sir.
Perfect. Right. Let me start with an example. Dikshita, can you get me the iPhone box? The box pack somewhere here or there. No, it's here. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to correlate a complex concept. So probably there are 2 or 3 ways of doing it, but let me try with this. Now what I have on my hand is this. It talks about iPhone 15 Pro Max. I think this is highest end for any phone right now. The other one being Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Okay, Pro Max and Ultra are the two dimensions of the phones, best flagship phones. Now, what is so special about iPhone? We can talk about Samsung also, but let's talk about iPhone. What is so special about iPhone? Why do you think it is significantly different from other phones? How do you describe iPhone?
Better security and different iOS.
Focus on the most important aspect. Now, security is one of the things. You don't buy a phone for security, right? Like security is definitely an important aspect. What is the fundamental metric of iPhone? What is the most important aspect of iPhone? Like it has a good camera, it has a good font, I would say good processing speed, long battery, everything is there. But what is the most fundamental aspect of an iPhone?
The premium usage.
Operating system.
Pardon? I want iPhone users to respond to this. Why do you use iPhone? Why do you use? What is the most important?
Mostly because
ecosystem.
the brand image or the premium feeling where people like it.
I want someone who has been using this for at least 5 6 years, who keeps sticking to iPhone all the time, irrespective of all the options. Why do you use it?
Switching costs.
Okay, what else?
The look and feel of it.
Okay, what else?
Sir, ecosystem.
Because the operating system is different compared to Android. They feel addicted to iPhones. They come to next generation next.
Okay, now I want now I have to now this. I think even in answer writing, you're being vague. Like most of the answers which you're talking about or the surrounding reasons, there is some core reason. There is some core reason why a lot of people stick to it, or MacBook for that matter. There is something which, see, I'm not denying what you're saying, or you might be using it for the same reason, but when you have to look at Apple like a case study. Now let's say Harvard has decided to make a case study on Apple, and it has to list out what is that one reason why people use iPhone. Now you can always talk about brand, you can always talk about premium, you can talk about a lot of things, but what is that one reason? What is the single most important reason why people use it?
Where the operating system of the
Absolutely. The real core iPhone users use it for the OS, iOS. It's a software company. Please understand. iPhone is a software company. The phone which you hold is just a packaging of the software. The phone is a packet. No, on the top of the phone, you have one more packet. That's not what I'm talking about. The internal software, the external phone which use even the titanium thing, it's a package of the iOS. The true people who use it for the software experience, the navigability. Now, for people also, let's say when you think about somebody hiring you, when you think about somebody hiring you after you clear CA is the package. It's the external box. The real understand the reason why people even I would say conduct an interview. The reason why people even conduct an interview is to know your software. It's not the certificate. They're more interested in the software. If it's about the certificate, every CA should get a job. There is no need of an external interview, right? Or it could just be a written test where you're not even seen, right? So people are interested in your software. Even ICI does not test your knowledge. It is interested in your software. What kind of person you are in a given scenario? How would you react? The questions are framed in such a manner that they'll be bringing out the software aspect of you. It's a written interview. I say exam is a written interview. The nature of the test is it's a written interview. Unless you become a chartered accountant internally, unless you be a chartered accountant, behave like a chartered accountant, you cannot become a chartered accountant. It's not like some random day something happens. So the mentality or the mindset has to be internalized, right? So the concept of what we are building or what we use for all of our students here at our residential mentorship is this. We are building and working on the internal software. We change the software. Now, this is exactly the mindset. Mindset is a software, right? It's not something which I pick and plant. It's a software. So when I say software, this has the three most important components. It's people centered. Now, let's say if I had to compare with iOS, now instead of humans, it is mobiles. Okay, it's iOS for phones. Now instead of phones, we are working on humans, and instead of the software, we are talking about intelligence because intelligence is the software for humans. So iOS is intelligence. Your iOS is intelligence. If this base is understood, I can proceed forward, or I like to spend more time here. How many of you are getting this? Are you understanding that you have an internal iOS? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
No, I need a far more constructive answer because if you're not understanding the premises at which
Yes, sir.
it will be hard for me to go forward. Humans have an iOS, right? You have a software in terms of how you're operating. I need a confirmation from all of you that you understood this, because if you don't understand, I have to keep coming back. I cannot move forward. Just
Yes, sir.
just
I
text.
understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Drop a text. Drop a text. Whoever understood this, drop a text. Perfect. Now that you understood, I'm moving on to the next part. Again, pay attention. If you get this, it's very easy for you to maintain yourself for the rest of your life. Okay, so now all of you understood that just like phones, humans also have a software within, right? Now let's know what exactly software in general. Like if you have to know, software is basically a set of instructions or commands that tells the computer what to do. Okay, set of instructions or commands what to do. Now this is a computer. Now instead of computer, it's human. Now instead of software, I'm saying it's him. Human intelligence mastery. It's a software. It's a software for humans. Software for humans. Now what does it do? It will tell you what to do. What to do. Scenario 1. Right now you're listening to this. Now some of you might be finding it a bit abstract. Okay, I came for a specific technique which I can start implementing in a couple of hours. Now this is going a bit deep, or it is going above my head. This is a question you get. Now what to do? Should I sit in the session, or should I leave, or should I start reading something else, because I'm thinking this is probably not hitting me the way I thought it will. So if this is a scenario at this moment, what would you do? So a particular part in your mind tells you what to do in this scenario. What to do. 5 days down the lane, you see that your preparation is not on track. Then you get a question: can I clear one group or both the groups? And you keep thinking about it in a particular way. Now there is something within you; it will eventually tell you what to do. So within yourself, there is something which is instructing you, right? Let's say at 5 a.m. your alarm is buzzing. Now you're able to listen to the sounds. You're able to listen to the sound of the alarm. Your body is conscious. You want to sleep more. There is something which will tell you what to do, right? So for the same scenario, student X, student Y, the 5 a.m. scenario for student X and for student Y, one person will sleep till 10 a.m. The other person will get up at 5 a.m. The scenario is the same. Now what is different? The instruction which comes to student X from the internal software is different from student Y. So for you to do the right thing, all the time, what to do? There is the right thing always. What to do? You need to have the right instructor. Okay, the right someone who gives you the set of commands. Now, the existing you who is giving the instructions are not matured enough, are not clear enough, are not focused enough, are not intense enough to tell you what to do. The you within you is not able to tell you what to do. Now what we are doing is we're replacing this with him. Him is not me, it's a software, human intelligence master. It's like iOS. Probably eventually we'll also find some other name which will remove the confusion, but for now, since we already built a brand, we're just sticking onto this human intelligence master. So this is a software which is coming and replacing you, because you are not helping yourself. You listen to yourself for the last 2 attempts, you did not clear. You listen to yourself for the last 4 attempts, you did not clear. Now, when you are the problem, if you're trying to get a substitute by trying out a different book or a different video or a different coaching center, it's as stupid as you don't know how to bat. Your issue is with the batting process. You keep changing the bats, right? The issue is your ability to bat. You don't know how to bat. Your batting process is the issue, but you keep changing the bats. Would it help? So bats are like books. Changing the books are changing the study places, just study places and not the process. Changing the videos or changing the coaching or changing something is not going to help. You need to change you. Okay, this component. So this is the hack which we have discovered, and this is the most important aspect. So you have to operate as if there is an internal set of instructions which will constantly tell you what to do. Now, what is system software? Your general attitude or your general personality. Your personality in general. Now, what is application software? Let's say one last attempt. When you say one last attempt, how would you apply yourself in this exam, in clearing this exam? This is specific. This is generic. Okay, generic. Now, without you getting into MS Office, Windows, the moment you open the system, you see Windows. When you get into something specific, that is MS Office, Excel, or let's say you open some website, Chrome, everything is specific. Now, general, generic. Now, first of all, we help you work on your general personality, which will in turn help you to work on specific applications like clearing CA, getting a job, getting married, or working on your body. There are various aspects. So this is something which nobody in India are doing it right now, or I'm not sure if at all they can do it. Probably after this, watching this video, probably some of them will start talking about it, but I'm not sure how much they'll be effective. So this is exactly what you have to understand today. So you cannot artificially or superficially change certain things in your personality without working on the software part. That's where we bring this ecosystem where we want to implement this human intelligence master. How many of you understood this at this junction? Okay, I want a couple of you to explain what you understood. Couple of you to explain what you understood. What did you understand? Open. Unmute yourself. Quickly. Unmute yourself and summarize in 1 minute about what we discussed so far. At any point of time, unless I understand that you're understanding, I'm not going forward. Yes. What did you understand? What is your inference in 1 or 2 sentences? Couple of sentences. What is your inference?
Human brain and intelligence plays the major role. What you want to do, because even though you're having the interest to study, but your brain tells you not to study, you will sleep. The software plays the major role, the human software, in your complete process.
Can I tell something?
Yes, please.
Sir, it is very important in this process because the one example you have said, we continuously changing books and bats, but we does not understand where we are going wrong. The Himlife School help us to understand where the process we going wrong. Selection of one book and following all the steps given by Himlife School, it will help us to clear the CA examination also and further any examination that we think.
Yeah, I appreciate what you said, but again, the perspective is not about HLS. I'm just telling, I'm trying to understand what to focus upon. Yeah, of course, we'll help you get there. But the idea of this particular discussion is you need to understand, let's say, when your system is getting stuck, when your mobile is getting stuck, what would you do? When your mobile is not functioning, when your system is not functioning, what would you do?
Get it repaired or replaced.
Absolutely. So when you say repaired, every hardware component is fine. So most of the time, when it's hanging, when it's not working, you'll get a software reboot done, right? Or worst case, you get a factory reset done. So
Correct.
the OS is not working. It's not because of anything else, which means that too many unnecessary applications. It's a memory problem. There are too many things which are getting stored, which are useless, unnecessary applications. That the phone is not behaving the way you want. What do you mean by system is getting stuck? I click something, it doesn't move. I don't click, it still moves. So it is not behaving the way I want it to behave. So when your own mind is not behaving the way you want it to behave, it definitely needs a software upgrade. So that exactly for the first time ever, we are in a position to start talking about it. Now we're talking about creating a human software, and we have enormous case studies, insane case studies of people clearing over 10 attempts, 12 attempts, and whatever. So that is working. Now that will be possible for us to implement or install in you, provided you start believing that it is a possibility. It's not what we are saying. You have to understand, okay, within me, I think there is a need for an upgrade. Only when you're open, only when you decide that there is a need for a software upgrade, somebody can do it. If you think everything is fine, if you're just looking at a solution like one more 5-minute YouTube video, like let's say your mentality explains how you can define the solution. Now, if someone who is failing for 4 attempts, 5 attempts, tries to seek a solution from a 5-minute YouTube video, that means it explains how serious are you about your life. Is there any freaking possibility that a single video will solve your problem? It's like showing my favorite examples, showing your fractured hand to a YouTube video and expecting it to heal. It's far more stupid, actually. It's far more stupid than this particular thing, because what will change? Listening to your few words, what will change? You understand the seriousness of the issue, then the level of attention on the problem will increase significantly. That will solve the problem. If you're looking at a silly, simple problem, you'll only give it silly, simple solutions. So if something is not working within you, if you're not able to adapt to something, even after a decent amount of time, pay attention and understand the depth of the problem, significance of the problem. It's not a superficial, silly problem, right? It requires an upgrade. Understood? Are we going in the right direction? Agreed? Yes? No?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So with this vision of installing human software, we are taking the claim of telling you that we want to democratize human intelligence. Because at some point of time, even democracy was not democratized. A lot of people did not have voting power. Even in an advanced country like US, women got the voting power very, very late. And democracy or the power to vote was accessible to very limited people. Now the same thing is happening with intelligence. Intelligence is something which is supposed to be universal, but somehow it's not accessible to all. And here I'm spending a couple of minutes to help you understand what exactly is intelligence all about. So 10,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, we had lions and humans staying in a jungle. Now, if you see, the lions are still the same, right? It never changed, but humans changed significantly. They still are the same, we change significantly because of only one reason, which is human intelligence. Even now, no human can go and fight a lion unless he is specially trained. In general, lion is far more powerful. But if you look at the living comfort, if you look at the person who runs the world, or look at the organism who runs the world, that's this thing called human because of its intelligence. That is the reason why we want to focus on human intelligence. When I say that, we want to help humans learn like machines and machines think like humans. One of the advantages we have is our thinking process, and that is the reason why I'm making you to think in a particular way. Now, for this software upgrade, now for this software called HIM, what are the specific applications? HIM is like Windows, okay? HIM is like Windows. Now we're talking about him, we're talking about HIM as Windows, okay? So it's the core or iOS. Now what are the specific applications? Now specific applications here are skill building, problem solving, decision making. Now these are the applications of the software. Now for you to clear this exam, I'm telling you, you only need this. Now number one, decision making. Here all you need is a plan. Now plan, it has a scope of the plan. Group 1, group 2, both groups. That's it. This is one decision which you have to take. 2, you need to know what to do in that particular month, what to do in that particular week, day, and hour. We have something called focus block slot. You need to know what you're doing in the next 15 minutes. So as long as you know this, you're sorted. And the other dimension of decision making is source or the resource. What you're studying, how much you're studying, from where you're studying. All of this can be done in a day. If you have the right idea and if you have the right guidance and right support, the entire decision making can be done in a day. You need not keep watching this forever videos of 60 days, 50 days, 40 days, 20 days, 10 days, even one day before exam. You still watch those videos. That is useless. So all the decisions which are required for preparation can be done instantly. Now problem solving. Now problem solving includes the technical problems which you solve in FR, in AFM. These are the technical problem solving things. Apart from this, the generic problem solving includes taking care of your mindset, taking care of your routine, because what are the problems in this? Consistency, mindset, clarity. So all of this issue, lack of clarity, or your mind feels confused, your mind feels loaded, or your routine might look haphazard. So when you get all of these problems, you should be having the ability to solve any particular problem in your preparation. Clearing CA is the biggest problem. For you to solve that problem, you have to solve a lot of smaller and simpler problems. This is problem solving. Skill building, ability to read, ability to revise, ability to write. So all of this are linked to your skill building. So when I say the software, in general, you have to change a few things, and more specifically, you have to start focusing on all these aspects. If you do this, you will be able to build it. Right now, our larger mission, when India turns 100 years, like we are talking about 1947. So India will be celebrating its 100 years. Now in 2047, we want to make sure at least 10 crore Indians experience our software. When I say this, I want to tell you something. India is free. Indians are not. How many of you agree to this? India is free. Indians are not. How many of you understood? Can someone tell me what this means? When I say this, what does it mean?
So the country is free, but not the mindset of people living in India, like Indian mindset or not.
Absolutely, because we're constantly stuck with various things. Now, one of the fun for me, if I have to look at it, because since it's Independence Day, if I have to look at it from a nationalistic perspective. Number one, we still have the colonial hangover. When I say colonial hangover, we always believe something from a different country is superior than Indian thing. Now, I'm not talking about blind nationalism where we are bringing an inferior product and placing it over a superior international product. I'm not talking about it. In general, our perception, let's say if you look at education, throughout our life, we hardly spend 30, 40 lakhs for education until 21, 22 years. And then the family is willing to invest a couple of crores or at least a 1 crore into education of a foreign country. Like in India, we are very particular about our spending. But when you go to a different country, people sell assets and spend that in a different country. So that's how much you trust a random college in a different country. You think about it. That's another college, right? It's a fancy word. You think about international university, but it's a local college in that country. It's a gully college in that country, right? So this, I'm not saying we still have the international standards yet. We're in that process. But this generation, we definitely look at, we also are reasonably competent to compete with the advanced natures, and we are advanced nations, and we are also showing that signs in, I would say, in one of the I would say sessions, I spoke about how most of the world's tech companies have Indian CEOs. Most of the world's tech companies are, most of the CXO positions of the world has Indians as their leadership roles. Now, what does that mean? Indians are not working in Indian companies for Indian companies. They are migrating to a different country and they're working there. If the same amount of effort is installed or put in here, we'll also build those companies. This is one. This is what you have to understand. The second part, within India, if you remove the other dimension of education and all, there's something called middle class mentality. Please understand this very clearly. I'm not disrespecting it. When I say this, it actually limits our possibilities. It is a very safe bet. It's like a fixed deposit. Now, middle class mentality is a fixed deposit which will protect you from a lot of risks in life. It will protect you from a lot of unnecessary things in life. It will build your character. It will protect your character. It will actually make you a very good tax-abiding citizen in the nation. But what it does is, it wouldn't allow you to maximize your true potential. Now, there could be a better term, but this is one term which we clearly understand. So I want all of you to get rid of it temporarily and start thinking clearly with an open mind. Let's disown what we have been taught for the last 20 years and look at the next few days until the exam. Let's say you have another 80 days or 6 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever is applicable for you. During this time, I want to approach this examination with a plain and blank mindset. When I say that, I'm talking about maximization. What is maximization? Invest everything you have into one thing. Now, what is middle class mentality? Optimization. For everything, there is a budget. For everything, there is a limit. For everything, there is a restraint. So what happens with that? Now, in your case, if you're operating with restraints, I study for 8 hours and then my mind doesn't function. I study for 6 hours, my mind doesn't function. I can only study in this place. I can only study in this manner. I can only remember so much. So you're starting with a lot of inhibitions without knowing your true potential or true power of what you can do. So today, I want you to become free from your own thoughts, own opinions, own inhibitions, and start with a blank slate. So I'll tell you an exercise what has to be done tomorrow with a blank slate. I'll most likely help you understand your true potential in a single day. So we will work with zero constraints. We will work with zero assumptions, but you should be able to invest one entire day into understanding what is your true potential. Can you try that? Can you do that tomorrow? Yes. We'll start at 5 a.m. We'll start at 5 a.m. in the morning and we'll continue till 10 p.m. 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. We'll do something. I'll give an exercise which has to be done. Are you willing to do that? Ready to do
Yes,
that?
sir.
So one day, once you do it, one day, once you understand it, then
Yes, sir.
you know this is the benchmark. Okay, this is what can be done in a day. This is what can be done in a day. And based on that, you can think about the next possibilities and potential. So right now, your understanding of day is only so much. I'm telling you, your day is this much. Getting it? So on one hand, I'm talking about the human software which we are building at a theoretical level. The other hand, I'm telling you, I'll practically prove it, the possibility of the human mind in just one day. This is the other dimension of this. Now coming back to how you can leverage this, how we can actually utilize what we are building for you. I'll share a few more slides, so which will actually help you to get to the core of what we're actually building for you. I think the screen is visible for you once again. So what we do is, one is the physiological dimension of your brain, the psychological aspect, the philosophical aspect. These are the three things which will help you think in a certain way and a lot of people still believe we don't understand our human brain yet. Yes, we also believe that. So there is a black hole in human brain which we don't know, and there are many companies which are working in this direction to get a proper understanding of how the human brain works. Now, we at Him Life School using intelligence as a core. Like at the core of us, it's Him. It's intelligence, human intelligence at the core. With intelligence, we'll be able to help you fix your education. Will help you build your career. Will help you make massive wealth from your career and have happening relations and take care of your health. All of this with something called intelligence. So, intelligence gives you freedom. And Him is intelligence. This is what we're talking about. The new narrative of intelligence is Him. The new narrative of software is Windows. Like when you say software, we talk about Windows, we talk about iOS, right? So this is exactly what we wanted to bring onto the table. And for us to build this software onto you, how much time would it take for an OS to load? How much time for would it take for your OS to load on a laptop or your phone? How much time? Normally, when you're rebooting your device or when you're uploading a software or upgrading a software, how much time would it require?
Roughly 30 minutes.
If you have to reboot the whole laptop and you have to install Windows completely or iOS completely, if you format everything and you have to install everything completely, how much time would it require?
One hour to 2 hours.
Understood. Okay, so let's say you normally need 2 to 3 hours or 2 or 3 hours. Now, how much time do you think it would require for us to upgrade your human software? For us to upgrade your human software or human intelligence master as a software, what is a reasonable time? For a plastic phone or for a plastic laptop, it takes 2-3 hours, right? And there is no resistance. From the phone or laptop, there is no resistance. It just listens. You click something, it listens. Now you don't. There's a lot of internal resistance. Even now, you feel sleepy. Some of you feel hungry. Some of you feel tired. All of these are resistances. The laptop and the phone do not feel any of that. You just have to charge. Now, for you, I can't have a charger. If there is a charger which I can give you by removing food and everything, I just put that charger all the time. A fast charger or whatever it is.
Six months.
What is the reasonable time?
6 months, sir, maybe.
Maybe 56 days, sir.
See, let's not get stuck to fancy numbers. 21 is a fancy number, 42 is a fancy number, 50, it's fine. You think about it in generally. Like, we don't know why somebody says something. This 21 days it's for habit forming. For forming a habit, 21 days is fine. Even if I make it 19, even if I make it 23, it's fine. So let's not get stuck with numbers just for the sake of it. Your understanding of how much time would it require for you to change yourself? Okay, somebody said 5 to 6 months. What else? You tell me about yourself. If I had to change you completely, how much time would you require?
So the correct mentor, it doesn't even take minutes, it takes seconds.
Pardon? You have to be louder. Somehow 306, you're not audible.
The correct mentor, it doesn't take a lot of time, even it takes few seconds to change.
Understood. Thanks for that.
So probably a day. Within a day.
Is it?
Might be.
1 week.
Okay. More responses. You think too, this is a deep question. Like when I say this, you think about yourself. Tomorrow wake up at 5. Let's say one day wake up at 5 o'clock and study till 10 p.m. I say that 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. let's study. You think about for your body, for your mind, probably takes 5 days to even to wake up at 5 o'clock. That's what I'm telling you. A lot depends on you, because when I have to install something in the particular system, it depends on the laptop to an extent, and also OS, both of them, right? Laptop and OS. Now let's say OS is the mentor or OS is him. Laptop is you. For you, how much time will it require? This is the problem. You don't know what it takes to change you. You do not know how much it takes to change you. When you don't know that, you don't put that time. Right? Let's say you don't know how much time it takes for a phone to charge. You keep keeping it, removing it. You keep, let's say, the there is no indicator of the charging. You don't know how you don't. There is no indicator of the battery level. If it requires, let's say, 1 day, let's say it requires 2 days. Now you're thinking it requires 1 hour, and you keep charging and discharging, and that's when the battery goes off. So you need to have a reasonable understanding of what it takes to change a complete mentality, complete personality. So once you understand that, then you'll be far more open. Then you'll be taking long-term decisions. So, number one, your personality can be changed like a software. I'm not talking about changing your mood. I'm not talking about changing your feeling. I'm changing your internal concrete personality. What is changing your feeling? It's like changing the wallpaper on the phone. Changing the wallpaper on the phone is different. Changing the software of the phone is different. So motivation will change the wallpaper on your mind. I'm talking about your internal personality. For the first time, it is a possibility. You are putting 30,000 plus hours even to talk about it openly. We haven't, the slide which I showed you, I think we made it in 2018. We always make timeless things. When something is made, it becomes relevant for the next 200-300 years. That is exactly how we operate. We don't take bullshit and useless reels which talk about that particular momentum or something. We don't do anything. We don't do anything which is meaningless. Now, when we built it, it's meant to last for a while. So once you start getting a reasonable understanding of what it takes to change yourself from within, you can change yourself completely, or you can change yourself partially. Application software. You can decide to have MS Word, or you can decide to have entire MS Office, or you can decide to have entire Windows as a change inside you. So both are possible. So based on how you are looking at this time frame, based on how you're looking at the next 3 to 4 months, you decide what is the path. Do you want to change only to the extent? Do you want to change only to the extent of the exam preparation? Or you want to change your personality completely anyways, you realize that the existing one is not working. If something is not working here, you definitely have to change. Let's say you're not able to crack one exam, most likely you won't be able to crack many other exams. It's a scenario, right? It's not about CA, it's about you. You're failing in CA not because of CA, you're failing in CA because of you. So the Instagram narrative is very different. You're a fantastic person, and everything happening is you because of ICA. But if you look at it in a very simple and straightforward sense, you know what it is. So these are the two ways in which you can approach the next 3 to 4 months of your life. Understood? So finally, call to action. Now when I say call to action, what has to happen next? Okay, so I'm giving you two alternatives. I'm not making you fill a form, but I'm giving you a direct option. So one, you can focus on this particular part, okay? These two aspects where you're focusing on your education and your career, it's called super student. So super student, you're focusing on your education and career. And the whole aspect of your life, education, career, and here the internal him and health, relationships, wealth, everything all together, we call it life scholar. Okay, super student will help you clear CA. Life scholar will help you upgrade in life. if this is making sense, see, it's not very likely that many students would get access to this. We work in a particular way. If you're seeing this, there's some connection. Probably you might be following us for a while, or you internally believe in this, or you internally operate like this. There could be a reason why we are doing this or why we are meeting this on this special day. So, depending on your preference right now, if it is about clearing CA, it's super student. If it's about becoming an all-rounder in life, it's life scholar. So either way, I want you to drop a text right away. 70759. I'll write it here. 70759 85970. Okay, 70759 85970. You just have to send a text saying, I want to become a super student or life scholar. Choose one among this. Okay, super student or life scholar. Whatever is your goal, depending on your goal, we'll do the appropriate steps. Okay, whether you are an existing student or a new student or watching us for the very first time, this is what you have to do. Drop a text to 70759 859 saying, I want to become either a super student, this is option A, or a life scholar. Is the number taken? Did you drop a text? Super student or life scholar? Did you drop a text? We're going to conclude in the next 4 or 5 minutes. So before that, if you're in a mode to change or a mood to change, just drop a text. I want all of you, whether you're existing one or new one, either mention I want to become a super student or I want to become a life scholar. This is the number you have to drop a text, 70759 85970. And finally, I want to conclude this session by showing you something. There are testimonials, there are feedback, stories, success stories, and everything. But I want to show something which is extremely important or which was extremely valuable for me personally. Build a 30-year vision. 30-day plan is something which everyone does. But build a 30-year vision. This is important for you to build this. And this is the greatest advantage I had as compared to many of my friends. So this is what I had way back in 2010. So when I built this, a series of steps will take me to the top 10% club in India. And right now, yes, I'm in line. Like if I do certain things in a certain way, I'll be able to get here by 2030. And that's where the game starts. Your game starts only after you join the 1% club. Until then, it's all a side play. You're not even in the main scheme of things. You have to get to a particular level to become important or to contribute to the world. Until then, you're not even counted. You don't even exist for the world. So I'm challenging you all, or I'm encouraging you all to create a 30-year life plan and look at things in the long term. Don't just worry that whether I'll clear it or not, whether I'll get a job or not. All of this will happen. It's not something which is impossible, right? Whether somebody comes from the space or not is a different question. That's a complicated question. Whether the Israel-Palestine conflict will be resolved or not is a complicated question. Whether a student clears CA or not, it's just a choice. It's just a choice. That's it. You want to study, you study in a particular way, put in the 3 to 4 months, you'll clear, as simple as it. So this is what I've built. And moving ahead, for all the students here at PGP, this is what we're envisaging. So when I look at this, for you to get to the convocation, we're just doing 3 simple steps. Now, every day, you'll have a strong, I would say, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your day is sorted. 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Your day is sorted. Individually, you'll become a super student. Apart from that, you'll have a study buddy. Apart from that, you'll have a mentor attached to you. So 3 people working on a common goal and studying together with the right set of students makes a world of difference. So in terms of clearing the exam, do not worry. We are here to take care of it. As long as you do not show any resistance, and as long as you follow the techniques given to you, you will be able to crack it very easily. But what I wanted to focus on today is build a longer life vision. Think about it. What is it you want to become? Okay, CA will happen. Something will happen. Think about it for a few minutes, and that will actually make you feel far more comfortable, and that will actually gives you a sense of purpose for you to do what you have to do. So just extend this horizon. Like if you have to clear CA, if you think about it, you'll be worried about what to do in the next 30 minutes. But until 20 minutes, because I'm supposed to take this session until 1 o'clock, 11 to 1 was the original timing, but I'm leaving you 15 minutes advance because I want you to think about it. After this, don't talk. Don't have the random compulsion urgency to say some useless sentence to your neighbor or say something. Just stay there, stay where you are, think about it, and build that ability to think about a long-term vision. What is it you want to do at 30? Let's say in 2047. In 2047, I have a vision for India. I have a vision for HLS. I have a vision for myself. In 2047, what are you doing? In 2047, what are you doing? Think about it, and that's where your journey or your freedom from failure starts. Because you start thinking in a particular point, when you elongate your vision to 2047, suddenly all of this will look simple and straightforward. Got it? Okay, so this is largely a brainstorming session. Start thinking about it. You'll get the nitty-gritty techniques. I don't remember this. I don't understand this. All of this will fade away. Once you expand your scope of thinking, which book, which technique, which paper, which shortcut, all of that are not relevant. Start thinking in a particular way. So eventually, we're getting back to the original point. Your mind should operate in a particular way. If your mind thinks in a particular way, all you need to clear CA is a pen. That's it. All you would need to clear CA, all you would need to become a CA is a pen. The same pen which is used for your signature. All all the company needs from you is a signature, right? It's the same pen. The same pen to become a CA, the same pen after you become a CA. So this is exactly what has to happen. Understood? So I've given you the number. Just drop a text of whether you wanted to become a super student or a life scholar, and think about it in the next 10-15 minutes. I don't want to know whether you thought about it or not, but you know whether you thought about it or not. You'll understand a lot about yourself in terms of how you behave in the next 15 minutes. So let this thought process continue. have your lunch, get back to the study routine from 2 o'clock. What has to be done tomorrow, we'll get back to you, and rest of the things will be given to you at an appropriate time. So thank you for joining us today, and happy Independence Day is what I would like to wish you when you truly get independence. Now you're not independent, so I'll wait for it. So let's celebrate it the day you get it. It could be 17th of March, or it could be 31st of December. I don't know when it comes, but let's wait for it. It's okay. All ideas. Thank you.